Okay, we're at the overlook here on G1. A little smoky out, not very clear. Probably won't get clear out until September or October. A lot of humidity in the air, probably some of it from that hurricane down in Florida. First time I've been riding in about 3 weeks. Mountain bike trail up there. Took a couple day trips instead. History around East Tennessee, and you don't want to get stuck in that puddle there. That is a quicksand puddle. I went up to a town called Cumberland Gap, Tennessee. Was like a magnet from what I read, it was a magnet for buffalo, Indians, Native Americans, and then settlers. It's the only spot for 100 miles each way where they could get over the Cumberland Mountains. We're in the Cumberland Mountains right now. It'd be a bitch to get a wagon up there. You know what I'm saying? Horse and wagon, you kind of need a trail. Even something like this, a horse and a wagon can get over, because I'm sure it wasn't smooth sailing. I'm sure that just getting over the gap was not easy. But trying to climb up through that, it's impossible. So Cumberland Gap, it's like a saddle between two mountains. So the word got out, I guess, and so settlers, Indians used to hike up through that part of the mountain chain because it was the only spot they could get across without a lot of effort. They have a little museum there, and they have on display a bunch of artifacts. But it's a national historic park, so you can't metal detect up there legally. But that spot was also of strategic importance during the Civil War. So both sides, the north was in Kentucky and the south was on the Tennessee side, and they kind of fortified both sides to make sure that the other side wouldn't sneak through that gap and raid. Wasn't aware of that, but there's some Civil War cannons still up there. So I was able to take a look at like three cannons that were in pretty good shape. One was dated 1861. So it's like 150 years old, 160 years old. Jeez. So I did that, went hiking a little bit. They got a bunch of hiking trails, but it really wasn't that nice of a day. It was kind of not even as nice as it is today. It was very foggy, overcast. It had rained the day before. So all the trails were wet. I went to a beautiful overlook. And it was basically a complete whiteout. I went to the overlook, looked over, and all I saw was cotton candy. I mean, literally, I was in the fog bank. And it's not easy to get to that overlook. It's pretty hairy drive. A lot of switchbacks. Which is probably part of the original horse trail up and over the gap. Sure of that though. They have one hotel there. It's called the Cumberland Gap Inn. It has a really nice view of the mountains. So I think what I'm going to do is go up there when it cools off. Be nice to go up there on a cool, crisp weekday. Stay overnight. Decent restaurants there and bars. So if I had a hotel room, everything's in walking distance. So if I had a hotel room, I could just go hiking during the day. Take a shower, change, and then go out to have something to eat, a few cocktails, and then walk back. Looks like about a 10-minute walk. I walk further than that every day. These puddles have gotten big. was a fun trip up there at Cumberland Gap. You got a beautiful tunnel there. Goes from Tennessee to Kentucky underneath the mountain. It's about 0.8 miles long. 0.8 of a mile. It's a beautiful tunnel, 4 lanes wide. Great place to have a drag race. It's perfectly straight, flat and straight. If you could line the cars up at 2 in the morning, you'd be the only ones out there. Of course, it's being watched 24/7. They've got workers there all the time. In case there's ever a fire or anything in it. But I'm sure that I'm not the first one who's thought about that. And there's been a few races through there. Need tires. Why people litter up here? How rutted that's getting. People come up here in their Jeeps with their families. They're like, holy shit, this place is rough. Nothing worse than getting stuck behind a train of about a half a dozen Jeeps. Going a half a mile an hour. Don't go anywhere, they just won't go anywhere in a hurry. I give them credit for using them. Better than just cruising around the mall with your Jeep. Guess I'll do this loop. I wanted to go up G7, but maybe I can do the loop and then go up to G7.